Primetime Seniors is brought to you by Home Helpers of the Lowcountry, providing safe and independent in-home care. And filmed on location at Riverside at Belfair. More than a retirement community, it's a lifestyle. Welcome to Primetime Seniors, living for today, making choices for tomorrow. I'm Debbie Court, coming to you from Riverside at Belfair with Debbie and Laura. Laura Williams is the executive director here at Riverside at Belfair, and Debbie Morris is the owner and president of Home Helpers of the Lowcountry, the award-winning
Thank you very much, yes.
in-home care facility.
Yes.
Fabulous. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
We learned that on our last episode of Primetime Seniors. Hope you tuned in. We are actually talking this month about preparing for the holidays. They're inching up on us. We've got Thanksgiving right around the corner now, so we are getting ready for that and for Christmas, of course, and Hanukkah and all of that good stuff. So whatever your holiday is, it's that time. So we were talking about de-stressing and all that good stuff. We're going to do more of that in today's show. You are helping us with some tips for folks that have dementia, Alzheimer's, and really making the home safe and things to be aware of. You had a couple more tips that we wanted to kind of weave into this episode as well.
Right, I think, we were talking how traditions, a lot of times they're going to have to change as your loved one, who has dementia progresses in the disease. And so not all the traditions you have to give up. There are some that you'll be able to keep. You just may have to make little tweaks to. Mm-hmm. One of them is if you have a Christmas tree. Instead of doing the glass balls that are on the tree, I know like Target and Kmart and just everybody, Walmart, they sell these wonderful, beautiful balls that go on, ornaments that go on the tree that are totally non-breakable. Right. And so if you have small children, or if you have someone who has dementia who may bump the tree, or quite frankly my cat, so it's perfect. So things like that. No candles, limit the candles.
Yeah, that was a thing too. I love the candlelight, love the ambiance, but you were saying, things like that. The flameless candles.
Flameless candles, they have fantastic, they're beautiful.
Great options.
So it still gives that, very warm atmosphere, and I think it's a good alternative.
That's a great idea.
You had another great tip. We get a chance to chit-chat before the cameras roll. But when you're out, I think every place, public area, whether it's a grocery store or the outlets or the mall, whatever, everything is booming and bustling and lots of crowds, and it's busier. So
the noise levels increase tremendously, and it's agitating to me. And and I don't have Alzheimer's or dementia, so I think that a great idea for someone who they have to take their loved one with them, take an iPod, something like that. Stick the earbuds in their ears and play some soothing music. And that way, the noise, the hustle, the bustle, it won't be so agitating to them. And quite frankly, that caregiver could enjoy some shopping time without having to be, so stressed out and worried about it.
Right.
Also a great tip for when you're traveling. If you're going to take a longer car ride than normally would be comfortable, make sure you have that distraction available.
Absolutely.
Are the flashing ornaments and the flashing lights and all the different colors, is that something to be concerned about or aware of?
It can cause confusion, it can cause agitation, so absolutely. I just wouldn't recommend it at all.
Stay away from the flashing stuff. The lights probably in general might be pretty, but the twinklers or the flashers are the things that are kind of erratic.
Exactly.
Keep it a little bit of a
little tone down.
Calmer visual there. We've got a lot going on in the community. I think, our own personal calendars have a tendency to just fill in, but there's a lot of community events and things that we want to be aware of. I think first and foremost is the community Thanksgiving. The dinner that's at Hudson's every year.
Christmas tree lighting ceremony for the town.
That's at the Art Center. Yep.
Right. We talked about the Nutcracker.
Oh, yeah. Then they've got a little change of venue this year. They're usually at the Art Center, and they're going to have it at the Visual Performing Arts Center, which is formerly known as the VPAC, not the coupon envelope.
That's
the value pack. This is the VPAC, Visual Performing Arts Center.
And I think, in the last episode we were talking about that part of your new tradition can be stepping outside of yourself a little bit. I want to remind everybody about Deep Well and Bluffton Self-Help. They need more canned goods, more food, not only the holidays, but also a lot of seasonal workers aren't going to be working for the next couple of months as much as they're used to. And I know that both of those organizations always appreciate gifts for children, because a lot of those families in need come to those two organizations to provide their Christmas and their holiday. So keep them in mind. When you go out shopping for your Thanksgiving dinner, get a few extra canned goods.
Or when you, when you look to talk about values and all that,
when
value packs,
2 for 1.
The buy one get one free. There's some great values out there, so grab it. That's awesome. We had the privilege of singing at the Sing Well for Deep Well event, which was back in September, and her name escapes me.
Betsy Dowdy,
Betsy Dowdy had gotten up, and she was talking, they give so much in the way of food, but they write a lot of checks covering folks' rent and their electric bills and
gas cards so people can go to work.
I did not realize the extent. You're thinking just in terms of food, even monetary donations.
Absolutely.
Just putting a check in the mail to them, that's so helpful and so
Bluffton
appreciated.
Self-Help. I mean, both organizations.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
They basically work the same, the same needs are being met by both organizations in both communities.
And that was another way, as we were talking about, just kind of getting out of yourself and really looking beyond the confines of our own households and where can we help, because that's what it is all about, really. It's not who's got the best decorations or the most presents under the tree. It's a spirit of giving and the season of giving and
taking care of our neighbors. I mean,
it really
that's
is.
what we need to be doing.
So just kind of have a new awareness as we go out and about, and even the Salvation Army, the bell ringers, always have like some spare change or an extra dollar bill so that you're helping those folks out too.
Yeah, well, I think all the nonprofits in the community need everyone's support. I mean, that's, and the good thing is you're going to be inundated this time of year. Again, another stress of requests for help.
Right.
You have to make that decision for your own household and your own family, but I personally love the idea of helping locally, because then my money does stay local and it helps my community.
And plan ahead. Just say, I know the bell ringers are going to be there,
That's
and
right.
I know these folks are going to be there, and let's get some canned goods. And so you can spread it out a little bit. It doesn't have to be too financially overwhelming.
And as you do your holiday budget, because that's one of the stress relievers. If you have a budget to go through the holidays with, add it into it.
Plan ahead.
Account for that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So much more coming up here on Primetime Seniors. We're going to be talking about one of our favorite things, because we love the cookies and the sweets and all that great food that goes on, but we want to make sure we're staying healthy and having a little balance in there as well. So we're going to be up with Jakkie Pidanick here on Primetime Seniors. Stay with us. Welcome back to Primetime Seniors. Jakkie Pidanick joins us now. She is a certified nutrition consultant. Yep. Nice to have you here. You were here actually, I think, in one of our first Primetime Senior episodes with the new format and all of that. It was great to have you here then. But it's nice to be sitting next to you and actually kind of tapping into your plethora of knowledge. So we have a cool little story to start with.
I met Jakkie when she came for the taping, and we have been working together pretty consistently since then on several ideas. But Jakkie has started working with one of our clients who, when Jakkie went in,
now tell us how old
she's in her mid-80s.
Okay.
And she has dementia. So we're with her 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And her caregivers were lovely, and they're very loving towards her, but we felt there was something missing. So I asked Jakkie to go in and really consult with the caregivers about how we could change things up and keep this lady healthy and robust. She was using a walker. Her diet was extraordinarily poor, but she was gaining weight because she was, and I guess this is something we should talk about, is that as we age, our taste buds for sweet last a lot longer than some of our other taste buds. So she really craved sweets. I think she craved flavor. But her diet was donuts and sweets and cakes and things, and very low in protein, and she was dependent on her walker. Today, She's a well-balanced nutrition.
She's great now. But when I first met her, I evaluated her with a standardized elderly fitness test. Nothing fancy.
Yeah.
And she scored poor in every category, beyond the levels. It was sad because she was such a nice person and she was so feisty, and I just really wanted to help her.
Yeah.
So we started off with getting her to work out a little bit because I noticed that there was no movement. There was no rotation in her. There was a hard time getting up. Her foot would turn in, like all these little aspects that are an easy fix if you just stay consistent and work with her a little bit.
Right.
So we did that. We started her moving, and then we tacked her diet. One thing at a time. We started off with breakfast and then dinner and then added fruits and then started working with her vitamins and minerals and her water intake. So we took us about 4 weeks to overhaul her diet. Every week we tried something different. And now she eats berries, I think, fruit for breakfast with cereal with no sugar. And that was something that she always wanted, was brown sugar on top.
Yep.
So one day we decided not to give it to her anymore and just to see if she'd get mad at us, because she let us know.
Yeah.
And she didn't notice.
Really?
So her taste buds, and you're absolutely right, start to die, and plus you have less of them on your tongue, so you need more also to satisfy, because you can't cover your whole tongue with the food when you eat. Oh. So that also plays a role too. But her taste buds were changing because of sweetness in fruit. They start to make you more kind of dull to sugar, so you can taste the regular foods.
Okay.
So when you do that, it's kind of like a step-down process. You're able to eat more healthy. So she did that. She drinks it in for a snack or nuts or berries. And then, of course, water. And a full healthy meal that she goes out and she gets, usually a sandwich of some sort, and fruit for a snack, and a full healthy meal for dinner. So couldn't ask for a better outcome. And now she gets up, she carries free weights, and she chases me around.
I think
and
the
tries
walker's
to hit me.
collecting dust in the
The
corner
walker is
right now.
well, it's
right?
folded up and in the closet. She walks every day, sometimes 20 or 30 minutes outside. She carries 5-pound weights and can still manage herself. And she wants to start playing croquet again.
Totally night and day. And then I tested her again, and she was average on everything within 3 months.
How was her overall demeanor through the process? I know you said she'd let you know if she was just getting frustrated with things. I mean, it sounds like she was fairly open to the process and kind of taking a look at some of these habits.
And I think Jackie did a good job of just sort of limiting options, but still giving choice, which is kind of critical with dementia clients. And I think Jackie described her well. She's a little feisty at times, and she has a little sass to her.
But happy, I'm sure that she's moving around.
She came alive.
She
She's
did.
a totally different person. But like I said before to you on the break, that I play with them. We just don't do free weights. We just don't do bands. We use balls. We toss it. We kick it. We get her moving again, and she loves it. She has fun. I go to her and I say, "Do you want to work out today?" And she's like, "Uh-huh." And before she would just stare at me when we first started.
Yeah.
What are you going to do today?
Right.
Now she's excited about it because she knows it's not traditional. It's not just sit there, do this, do that. We interact.
Yeah, and she has a good sense of accomplishment for herself.
That is a great
So it's been
story.
wonderful.
I mean, it's just an awesome testimony to some of the things that Jackie can do. And when you're working with someone, you know, you can make some changes in your diet. And I know we all get bombarded this time of year with the goodies. We've got Thanksgiving and the Christmas dinners and the cookies and the cakes and the sweets and the parties and all that stuff. So I guess part of, you know, our discussion in preparing for the holidays is really where do we go to prepare, I guess it's mentally too, as well as emotionally, getting ready to maybe push away the plate for second helpings or
Yes, it's very
not
hard.
indulging.
A lot of my clients want to know, how do they do this? How do they get through the holidays without gaining weight? I said, well, you can take part in the holidays. I said, you might gain a little bit more, but then we actually give more cardio to our regimen, which add an extra day of a walk, extra day of a run, extra day of anything. Because what I don't want them to do is to withdraw from the festivities because they feel they can't have it. What I want them to do is have a little bit, a portion size. Yes, it's going to have a little more calories than normal. Yes, it's going to have a little more fat than they're usually taking. But stick in that extra session that they normally put into their regular routine, and you'll burn off that extra few calories. So that way they can take part in it. Another great tip is always eat before. I know we've always heard this, but if you have a little bit of a wheat product or granola or something low in fat that's low in calories, you're less likely to overindulge. It'll fill you up and stay you full longer. So you can have, like, let's say cracker and cheese, 2 of those, instead of eating like 5, which would be like 500 calories. So it keeps you at bay, plus you get to partake in the festivities.
That makes a lot of sense. Let's take a quick break here on Primetime Seniors. We're going to continue our discussion when we come right back. We are with Jakkie Pidanick, so stay with us. Welcome back to Primetime Seniors. We're talking food, holiday food, and how we can get ourselves ready to tackle all the parties and all the eating and all the indulging out there. And Jakkie Pidanick joins us. She's a nutrition consultant. You were saying about, balance, giving yourself the opportunity to enjoy the festivities, but making sure that there is some balance there and portion control.
Absolutely. Also, it's very important to maintain your regular diet throughout the day. Like, let's say you're going to go to a party that night, maintain your regular diet, whatever it might be, and try not to indulge on something else, like when you go to the store, all the festive cookies and cakes, because that's what gets my clients, is all the other stuff that's out there, plus they go to a party, plus they do that. So stick to your diet, plan one thing a week that you're going to go to, or 2 things a week, and aim for that as your little splurges. But remember to keep them little. You can cheat on your diet, but you got to keep it little, because anything in overabundance, even chicken, anything in overabundance will gain weight. So just have a little bit of this and that, and then you'll be fine. Keep to the serving sizes, and you'll be fine. You absolutely will not gain.
What about the thought about drinking a lot of water after
that does help
maybe some indulging?
That does help fill you
Does
up.
it help flush some of the sugars and all out too, or not
Well,
necessarily?
it helps you burn the fat more. The more water you have in your body and the more active you become, the more you burn more fat. So water is vital. It also does fill you up. But like I said before, if you have like a little granola with that, or maybe like 5 or 6 Triscuits, it'll keep you fuller and it won't go right through your body right away. Because that's the one thing I don't like about water. It keeps you full, but 30 minutes later, uh-oh.
Yeah. And you won't be at the party. So.
Well, hopefully you can use it all night long.
So the answer is yes.
Yes.
Also trick your body too. If everybody's drinking around you and you're just like, oh, I already had 1 glass, get a glass of grape juice or orange juice. It's less calories in the long run, and it's better for your body anyways. I know it's upping your diet just a little bit, but that could trick your mind as I'm having something too. And even though I had 1, I'm still kind of buzzed and I get away with some juice. That way you don't overdo it.
Gotcha. Did you have a question?
No, I just had always heard that broken Christmas cookies had no calories.
I grew up in a household like that too.
I'm heartbroken. Now they all count, huh?
Oh, okay. I think so.
That's being the adult, right?
I do have the client that cannot stay within control. I am one of them. I am a sweetaholic. December is my birthday month, so I say to myself, I'm having everything. It's my birthday month. I don't know. But what I do is I bake everything myself, and I use applesauce, egg whites, Splenda no-calorie sweetener, Atkins flour. I use all these tricks to make, let's say, banana bread that I love go from a slice that's 180 calories, probably with the nuts and everything, down to almost 50 to 60 calories.
See, that's a great suggestion as far as giving yourself that treat, but scaling it back a little bit, just making some compromises there. And are there other maybe entertaining tips or things when you're having parties, things that...
Smaller portion cups. So when you have those little things out in front of people, and to help them control their eating habits too, put them in smaller portion cups, smaller plates, smaller forks. People will eat less and not realize it. It's a fun little trick.
Right.
And also, you're in control. If you're throwing the party, make it healthier. Don't use oil, use ham. Don't fry it, bake it. Don't, bread it, grill it. All those little things that you can change.
And if you're going to go somewhere else and bring a hostess gift, bring something edible that you can comfortably enjoy yourself. That would always be good.
Absolutely. I have a couple people that can't control themselves, but they don't get to bake the actual item. I bake it. But if they can't control it, I say put it in the purse. Bake it at home, put it in the purse. Put it on your plate. They don't know. You can break it and eat it as you go along through the party. And you feel like you're part of it. You're not missing out.
And honestly, I think in this day and age, there's so many diets out there, and that I think people are more understanding to it. If you just say, I have dietary restrictions, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's health, issues that people have to have special diets, diabetes, things like that. There's nothing wrong with taking a little something.
It's the norm now in restaurants. Every menu you open has dietary considerations, so it is the norm.
Are there special dietary considerations for the folks with Alzheimer's?
Yes and no. I mean, we absolutely try to stick to obviously we do have a registered dietitian who does the menus, and so we have chefs that prepare the meals and that. And it's interesting you said Splenda. I started smiling because Splenda is our good friend here. So because a lot of times what happens is, you were right, their taste buds, they want very sweet or very salty things because it's two of the strongest taste buds. And so what we'll do is, in order to get them to eat their green beans and things like that, if they seem to kind of shy away from that kind of stuff, we'll actually put Splenda on them, just a little, sweetens it up a little, and then they'll eat them. So it works for us, and we just want them to eat anything except cookies all day long. So we'll give them the cookie, but we still want to have that balanced diet with it as well.
That's a good little trick. I'm going to try that. Usually I give them the sweetest fruit first and then downgrade it, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, fruits are a wonderful way to.
But they're not as sweet as the chicken or the cookies. And if you start with the sweetest fruit, like let's say a pineapple or a melon, they can generally do that and still taste as strong as a cookie almost to them. And then I'll bring down the berries because they're a little bit more bitter compared to that. But a trick like that would be worth doing.
What we also do is a lot of times if they want something consistently, say they love pie, we'll make the food look like a pie. Instead, quiche is great. They may think it's apple pie. So again, you can make it a little sweeter with something like Splenda, and then they'll be eating the eggs and things like that are a little more nutritious. If they love ice cream all the time, then mashed potatoes and gravy. I know you don't want to hear me say gravy, but a little bit of mashed in an ice cream cone, and they'll eat it that way. So
that's amazing.
That's tricky.
Yeah, you have to get very creative with Alzheimer's. It's just
the art of dementia.
It is. It is.
It's art.
That's fabulous. Well, it's been a great discussion this month. Getting prepared. I think we're all feeling bolstered and ready to go. And as in everything, it's about balance and just
staying involved, and don't feel like you can't be.
Right. Don't isolate, and just enjoy the company, enjoy the moment, like we said in the last episode. It's a great time of year, and we just can come together, help others, and enjoy ourselves. Just kind of
and be healthy.
Be in for the ride and be healthy while you're enjoying the ride. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Primetime Seniors. As always, we invite you to live Primetime Seniors. See you next time.